Okay, I'm here with Ani. Ani's mom is outside the fence. Ani, come. Ani likes to fence fight, not necessarily fence fight, but she's very possessive and territorial and barks at people outside her fence. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can teach your dog that when people walk outside your fence, it's not actually a negative thing, actually it's a positive thing. And we're using exclusively positive reinforcement because that's what we do. So for barking, people don't understand. First of all, a lot of people inadvertently create a situation where their dog thinks that it is in charge of security because we don't have any jobs for dogs. We also usually don't have any rules for dogs, and we let the dogs tell us when to pay them. They nudge us, paw at us, and bark at us, we pet them. Petting is our way of paying them. So you ask yourself, if I had a job where I had no rules and there's no consequences and I got to tell my boss whenever to pay me, what is my motivation to listen to my boss? And that's kind of the situation a lot of us create for our dogs. Also, it can confuse the dog into thinking that since the humans are not enforcing any rules, they are not the leader. I have to be the leader. But humans don't listen to me, so I'm gonna have to bark at everybody even more aggressively to prevent them from getting close enough to my humans to realize they could take advantage of my humans. So I find that the reason I'm mentioning all this is it is related to why dogs bark outside of the fence. If you enforce rules, if you're consistent about that, if you reward the dog for the desired actions and behaviors of him, it sits, you pet it and say sit and so on, the dog starts seeing you acting like a leader, and then it doesn't feel like its job to contribute to your pack is by defending it. My job is to come and sit in front of my humans. My job is to bring them a toy or lay down or poop outside or whatever the case may be. All right, so it's important that you have that aspect of it done. I'm not going to touch on based on how to do that. You have to hire me for an in-home session for that, but I kind of summarized the highlights of it already. And this, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you the technique that you would use to help the dog develop a positive association. Now for dogs, if I'm Ani, let's say the camera, you're Ani, and let's say this is a bit of an alley because this is the only way to get from the access point from the street to the school, which is over there. So a lot of kids in the neighborhood walk down here. Well, so if I'm Ani, I see a kid coming over there and I think my job is to be in charge of security. So I'm gonna go bark at the child. And so I bark at the child, he's here, the child's here, I'm barking like, what I'm saying is, hey, get out of here. This is my area. Why are you, that's right, and don't come back. So every time that happens, Ani said, okay, I was hanging out, it was just me and the yard. Suddenly this kid arrived, and as soon as the kid arrived, I started barking at them, and my barking, after I barked at them, they left. So my barking is what made them leave. So your dog gets confused into thinking that the barking is actually what's making the people leave. They don't realize the person's walking this path regardless. If you were never here, I'd still be walking the path. So it validates and rewards that. So what we want to do instead, we're almost ready for you, is I've got one of the guardians outside the fence and she's got some treats. Now the treats that I would like you to use, as long as she's not lactose intolerant, I'd like you to go get string cheese, slice the string cheese into a whole bunch of little medallions, like little nickels. The reason I like using white string cheese, as you can see, we have a beautiful lawn here. And the treats that I use are kind of a brown pellet. So if it hits some dirt or some brown grass, the dog's not going to see it. A silver or a little white wafer is going to be very, very visible for the dog. So what we're going to do is right now we're going to have the guardian practicing doing this, but eventually what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have your neighbor over here practice with this, doing the same technique we're about to show you. Then eventually enlist the kids in the neighborhood, asking them to come by and do this. So dogs are less likely to tease people they know, first of all. So you might have the kids come over and like ask for some sits through the fence unless she was behaving like I was before. But even if you're doing this, it creates that positive association. Now off camera, I talked a lot about setting the dog up for success. Most of us put our dogs in a bad situation. We set them up to fail. So before you do this, I want you to make sure that you exercise Ani first. Onyx is her name, but Ani for short. And so we want to do the doggy stairmaster or play fetch or whatever it is. We just want to give her at least 10 minutes to recover and catch her breath before we practice this. But if she got too much, and we don't want to do it when the school's in session or when he's doing a weed eater or there's other stuff that makes it just too damn difficult. We want to make it the easiest version possible and have her practice it. When people walk along the fence, we're about ready. That good things happen. Instead of barking at them, I should be like thankful these people are here. So the guardian's going to go ahead, she's going to be walking by over here, and Lonnie's going to watch her. I'm going to step out of the shot, and every time she gets to a post, she's going to like hold her hand over and drop a treat. And just keep walking and wait for her to look up. Right there, drop it. Now, when you're doing this with the wafers, you're going to be able to throw them. You don't have to wait, because she probably is going to be barking a little bit. That's why I want you guys to do this at first without anybody being a neighbor or anything like that, so she gets used to this. Sometimes they just walk along outside the fence and throw these treats. So now instead of seeing people outside the fence or things people that I have to yell at, I had this all wrong. People outside the fence are like cheese delivery people. It's like the pizza delivery, but for dog version. And so what you're gonna do is have them walk. Now I wouldn't have them reaching over the fence like she is. She can because she's the guardian. But what I would do is just have them throw the wafer. And then you're gonna do the same thing. So we're doing it here because Ani doesn't know this and I'm worried that she's not gonna see the pellet treat that I have. But what we wanna do is have you do it with those medallions. You're gonna do this for about a week yourselves. So now she's just like, oh yeah, every once in a while we just come out here and we throw these treats over here. Ani, 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 puppy, 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 Ani. So you see Ani, there we go, sit. So she was interested in the treat, but only she got it right away and was able to go back there. So we have a couple people walking here. This is a high traffic area. So you saw, now she didn't do the barking that she normally did, but it was difficult for me to call her. So the trick to this is to practice this where it's you or you at first. Then the next stage would be to practice with maybe the neighbor or maybe some friends of yours that come over here and hang out that she knows that she likes. Then they get out and leave the fence and then they practice doing it. So it gives you an excuse once we're done with the coronavirus time to have some people come over, or you can have people come over and sit in your backyard. That allows us to do the social distancing there. So now it's going to be practice first with people that I know and love and trust the most. Then it's the next group of people that I know and love and trust, but not as much as my guardians. And then we do it with the neighbor. And then we start enlisting the neighborhood kids. And then eventually I've had dogs that do this, and they just come and sit at the fence because they look at that. When people come, they're here to hook me up. Instead of barking at them, it's a good positive thing. Ani, Ani, come. Sit. Well, this beautiful girl is Ani, Onyx for short. And these are some tips and tricks you can use if you have a dog that likes to bark at other people who pass by your fence.